This is the future.
Right then, guys, we are just live. I think Tom's having some technical difficulties, but we'll just if you just bear with us 5 seconds. Are you there, Tom? Yeah, we've got major problems with Tom. Really sorry about this. Anybody who's watching.
Oh, fuck this.
Okay, guys, so it looks like you've you've just got me, so I don't really know quite what to say. 1 second, let me just bear with me. I'll just speak to Tom. Right then, guys. So I've just spoke to Tom. He's got really, really bad weather, stormy weather over his a bit. So he does apologise for how he left the stream there. Obviously, a bit of a potty mouth with the frustration there, but I think he's back now. So we'll try starting this again. So you're back with us, Tom?
Yeah, I hope so. I apologise for my language. I hate technology.
No worries. Anyway, so yeah, if you are new to the channel, guys, do make sure that you hit subscribe, give us a thumbs up, and hit the bell, which I've got somewhere around. Anyway, the little bell icon. Hit the little bell, and then you won't miss any of our notifications when we're going live and stuff like that. This is the weekly review show, so we've got our. I think we've got 4 books, haven't we, that we've chose this week? Is that right?
I got 5 down, but I'm happy to just do 4.
I think I've only got 4, so maybe I've got 5. 1, 2, 3. I've got 4. So if there's one that I haven't read, Tom will be able to fill you in on that one. Not a problem. Yeah, Tom. So what do you think this week? Because loads of keys and stuff, but
yeah, it was quite a lot of good stuff. I don't think any of the keys were any significance for me to fall in love with anything. I preferred my normal reads, to be fair, this week. But my pick of the week was definitely one that I enjoyed.
Slight spoiler, to be fair. But
yeah,
yeah, I had a week this week with the stuff that I'd bought where I think I got back to my office, sat down, opened up my bag, and I was like, oh my god, I've ended up buying 11 comics, and that was mainly because they had some stuff that I didn't think that they'd have, and then they had some cool variant covers that I just thought, oh, I might as well. And then it's because I have full sense of security because I didn't buy very many books last week at all, kind of thing. So there's a really random one. But yeah, exciting week, decent week. But yeah, like you said, a bit of like continuity, isn't it? Just carrying on with some regular reads and stuff like that. So I think I've got stuff loaded. So which book did you want to start with? What was your have you read Detective Comics? Is that the one that
was the other one you texted me to that we were going to do?
Oh, was it? Sorry. That was the one I didn't end up picking up. That's of all the comics I did buy this week, that was the one that I didn't read and didn't do. But yeah, I think we were gonna do that for the Joker War tie-in, weren't we? So
yeah, in all fairness, I didn't like it that much, but there is a comic that isn't in the overlays that I did read, which would have been my pick of the week if it had been a key, and that is X-Force issue 10 was absolutely phenomenal this week. It had some great parts into it. It was really old school X-Force. There was a lot of like gritty bits into it, and I think Kid Omega, who plays quite a big part in this one, in the first few pages of reading it, you're like, yeah, I can see where this is going to go, and it's really good. The ending, I didn't quite understand. So what's up with that kind of thing? Like, what's that all about? Beast kind of makes a bit of a fluff up in this one. Like he essentially creates a bad version of Krakoa. So it's about Wolverine and Domino going to sort it out with Kid Omega. So yeah, it's pretty good, and it's proper. It's got a lot of like throwbacks to old school X-Force, where it's a bit dark. There's a bit of comedy in there. It's a bit sick in places, like just a little bit twisted. And then the ending is it's a proper shocker in my opinion, because I don't understand how it's happened, considering what else has gone on in the X-Men universe. So if you haven't read X-Force issue 10, I would definitely recommend you go and read it. I know it's not a key, but it's definitely worth reading. I'd pick it up.
Yeah, I mean, we're obviously well, yeah, this is it. I mean, we don't only review keys though, do we? So it's like, yeah, it's a good point. Like if you've read that, that's what it's here for. Whether we spoke about it before, I've not even caught up with the House of X and Power of 10 or whatever it is. So I'm like proper behind with all the X-Men stuff. But yeah, I know Joker War. I saw the Detective Comics, and I was very, very, very tempted to pick it up because what is it? Is it 1024 the issue or something like that?
1023.
1023. So it was like I saw it on the shelf, and then I was like, "Do I want to get it?" And then I was like, I saw all these other things that I wanted to get, and then I didn't pick it up. So I do apologise for that because that's a bit annoying.
Okay. I've read quite a lot of bits this week, so happy to talk about X-Force instead.
So yeah, but what did you think? So you weren't much of a fan of Detective Comics?
Well, yeah, okay. So it wasn't bad. It wasn't an awful book. It reminded me a lot of what Tomasi did in this. It's very much like Tom King's Batman. Mm-hmm. It was a bit. To be fair, I did like it, and I liked. There's a character in it that they bring back who's obviously going to have quite a big significance in the Joker War. I think it's not the best, but I think it's leading up. You can see a little bit more about the Joker's plan, I would say, in this one. It's not as good as the Batman, but it's okay. It's an all right one. I'd give it that. I give it was all right.
Give it a go, but not. You don't think it's essential, like?
No. I wouldn't say that anything that happens in this particular book, apart from the return of one particular character, is going to be significant, but it might just only be significant in Detective Comics. It might not go across the whole brand, as it were.
Awesome. Then so shall we move on into to Batman then? Batman
Yeah,
cool. I have read that, thankfully. And you're collecting the variant covers that I've got up on the screen.
I am doing the 1 in 25. I'm very lucky that Collectors Assemble in Banbury are looking out for me on this one. They're keeping hold of these ones.
Yeah, that's good. I picked up obviously I'm getting the regular and the. Is it still Martino that's doing these? I think it is. I think because Art Germ did 92, didn't he, for the Punchline one that everybody liked, and then he's come back and he did. He's done these. Obviously, he's kind of like come back, but yeah, I mean that is just so cool, and I think it's fair to say that I think Punchline's going to be around for a fair old while.
You know what? I've got a bit of a theory on Punchline.
Yeah, go on.
I'm wondering whether or not, like, you know, they're killing off, like they're sacking off the Harley Quinn. Issue 57 is the last one, and it's Harley versus Punchline. I'm wondering if Punchline's going to do Harley, like completely do her over, and then the next generation of Harley Quinn is going to be Punchline.
Yeah, you never know. It's one of those, isn't it? I think all the stuff that I've read has been kind of like, because there's so many covers coming out for Harley Quinn 75, and I'm just like everybody. There's even like some, I think, of like the creative team have actually came out and been like, you know, we're done. It ends at 75 with us, but Harley Quinn's no way done. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, if anybody's expecting this to be anything more than, I don't know, maybe there'll be some kind of a cliffhanger which will make you want to buy the next Harley Quinn, but whatever that's going to be, I mean, I don't know, because obviously coming back to Batman,
we're not here to talk about Harley, we're talking about Batman.
Well, I haven't even been reading Harley Quinn, and I'm not even going to buy any shoes 75 because I don't see the significance. But but yeah, it's oh yeah, Dino, you're right, mate. But yeah, we've got like the big thing from issue 93 of Batman was obviously the reveal of the designer, where it was really, really disappointing, I thought. And then you had the fact that obviously Punchline managed to get obviously slash Harley Quinn in the neck, and then she fell in some water, and we didn't know what had happened to her.
Well, this was spec'd as a rematch, wasn't it? And then, in all fairness, they're not even in it.
No, they're not. Yeah, that was it. I mean, this one was such a like filler completely. So yeah, they're gonna. All I can see now is that we're gonna probably be sick and tired. I mean, Dino's saying there, like, Harley's not going anywhere. So all is literally a reiteration of. I mean, DC must be rubbing their hands about how popular Punchline's been, because they needed something that was going to push them up there. Do you know what I mean? And you know, as I say, like seeing the you know how expensive the Punchline issues were and stuff like that. I mean, it's just bonkers, isn't it? But yeah, but I did like this issue because this was the finale of their Dark Designs arc. That obviously had started the Tinian run, obviously moving into the Joker War, which obviously starts next issue. I'm really excited, really, for the Joker War, because who doesn't love it? Could, you know, I'm anticipating it could be a bit of a classic.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a good story arc, to be fair.
But we're going to see, obviously, because Batman's got nothing, has he? And Bruce Wayne is like an embezzling criminal, and all of this. So it's very, very, very clever, and it makes me think. Obviously, you've got the character that we've got on the cover up there, the Underbroker, because there's this big financial part of this storyline where all of Wayne Industries assets are gone. We've kind of like, is the Underbroker going to actually be quite a, he's going to pop up a fair bit, I think, in this next bit.
I think you're right, mate. I think he's going to have a real significant part of this, the Underbroker. Yeah. And I do think, like you said, I think the Joker War is going to be a very sort of like sought after classic graphic novel to get as a set. Yeah, I can see it being really really good. I'm excited for it. I don't necessarily get excited for big main events unless it's to do with Marvel, but this one, yeah, I'm looking forward to this.
Yeah, definitely. I am excited. I don't think I'll collect all of the tie-in issues anymore. I think I'm just gonna stick with the main lines. But there's, as I say, there's so many nice variant covers coming out and stuff like that. It's one of those, yeah. So yeah, Dino's saying obviously about I think in August now we're going to see the Three Jokers storyline. So it's going to be interesting, isn't it? Yeah. So again, I don't know whether there's going to be elements with like the death metal stuff, and obviously it was it Dr. Manhattan or Wally West who had who told Batman about the Three Jokers or something like that it's
the what's it chair, isn't it?
Yeah, the Morbius chair and all of that kind of stuff. So bearing in mind what's happening with death metal, and is it actually all going to like be like a bit of a multiversal thing that's going to be going on? I don't know which way they're going to take it, if I'm honest, but yeah, I'm looking forward to the Three Jokers. I'm looking forward. I think next week we get the Death Metal Part 2 as well, don't we? And we get
Death Metal is so good as like that first issue is a standalone amazing issue. Anyway, we've done Death Metal,
but yeah, there's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff happening, and that's the problem, isn't it? There's that many crossovers at the moment. It's like where exactly do we go? So next up, then we will do. And I was looking forward to this one. Strange Academy 2.
Do you know what? I would have put this one up a bit higher, I think. I know I put it in at 3, but I probably would have put this in at 2, actually, now thinking about it. I really enjoyed this one. It was almost like watching some kind of sitcom, if you like.
Yeah.
Very, very like old school Buffy the Vampire Slayer-esque. Like the whole like teenagers ribbing each other and the high school kind of jokey bits and pieces. And the one girl, is it Emily?
Emily Bright.
That's it. Trying to like find her way in the whole kind of school itself, and trying to ask the important questions, but then getting really like, well, we'll answer that, but you'll find out a bit later on.
Retro Crave.
What's up, Retro Crave? So I think Scotty Young and Humberto Ramos are doing amazing things with this, and I really am excited to see where it goes. And I read something about it yesterday, that this is a bit of a fanfare for them because they have no restrictions. They've been given no restrictions from Marvel because none of the characters they've got have got any like backstories or anything, so they won't be ruining anything if they like change bits and pieces and play with it. I like that. I do like that idea.
As I say, obviously the first issue we saw so many like new characters introduced, and it was like who's this, and then I was a bit concerned that they might have like just tailed off and maybe just focused on like Emily Bright, who's like the main character, but they're all in it still, and they're all in the lessons together. They all have a part to play in like the series, and like you say, they cover a lot of ground very quickly and very well, I think. I mean, Scotty Young, like, he's got a certain style of this like whimsical kind of way of writing stories, like he did with like Fairyland and everything. But it has that kind of like fun feeling, but without being a bit too kiddie. Do you know what I mean? It's good, isn't it? Yeah. So
it's the same thing about the animated TV show for Disney Plus. I agree. Written all over it.
Yeah, definitely. I actually this week bought a couple of extra copies of this. I've already got I think the standard cover and the J Scott, and I bought a couple of the more J Scotts and an extra standard cover. But just because I was like, yeah, this for me is it's going to be Disney Plus all day. So just a bit of spec, because you'd be wrong not to.
Absolutely. I think they'd be silly not to do it.
Yeah, definitely. It's just made for it. It's going to be so good, and I really do like all of the characters that you don't really have like a standout kind of character, and I like how they're introducing like you had Man Thing as like the sort of botany kind of teacher, and then you have like Magic and what's the name? I forget the guy's name, but they were there as one of the teachers. So they're introducing other sort of characters all the way along. It's like, as I say, I really enjoyed it. And the art, Dino says the art's good as well. Obviously, Humberto Ramos, he's
incredible. Really cool.
I love that style. I love that art style of his, definitely. So, sort of, we were having a bit of a discussion what we were going to have as first, but we did enjoy Strange Academy. I'd put this next one on a similar kind of level, because I read
I agree.
Which was Fantastic Four Empire Zero. I really like this very much. I found it easy to read. I didn't feel overwhelmed. I thought they did good bits about filling in gaps around like it's the Scree and Krull War, isn't it, or something? So it's like
Scroll.
Pronounced. I think I've got the two of them mixed up there. But I know it's the
Krill and Skull Raw.
Yeah. So raw. So yes, but so they're like I say, just loving love the story. Got into this very, very quickly, very well explained, and I'm looking forward to Empire now. I think it got me excited for Empire and to see what happens to these. Like, you can see like the two kids there behind. Obviously, what is it? What's her name? God damn it! Sue Storm. I was going to say Mrs. Fantastic then, but it's not.
Oh yeah, I mean, she is Miss Fantastic.
The Invisible Woman, isn't it?
Woman, isn't she?
As I say, it'll be interesting to see what impact they have on the whole wider thing of Empire and what they're doing. It's I enjoyed it. What do you think, Tom?
Yeah, I know. I really liked it from start to finish. I thought it had quite a few like classic Fantastic Four sets to it. Like, they end up leaving with these two kids, which is kind of a classic Fantastic Four thing to do. They end up helping this whole planet out. Again, classic Fantastic Four. What I did like about it though is they didn't know some of the stuff that's going on there. So they didn't know that currency was no longer a thing. You have to barter, which I liked. I thought that was pretty cool. Like, they then start asking questions, why are we now bartering? Why are they doing these reenactments of the Skrull-Kree War when it's still going on? Oh wait, it's not going on. Well, I need to know why it's not going on. I liked all of that. And I loved how it ended. Which is obviously setting up for Empire, and I do think Empire is going to be good. Just my only criticism with Empire is the fact that it's got nearly 100 crossovers. Do you know what I mean? I think there's a lot of crossovers going on that.
The checklist for Empire is absolutely ridiculous, mate. So it's
a Civil War, and you didn't really need to read all the crossover.
I did the same.
The only one I'd say that had loads of crossovers that were worth reading as alongside the main thing was Fear itself. And that's only because in the Iron Man crossovers, you understand how and why they rebuild everyone's like armor and weaponry to take on the gods with the hammers and stuff. So yeah, I mean, I do like what Marvel do with the crossovers, but I do think some of it sometimes is a bit much, a bit saturation of the market. But
yeah, well, I think I'll read the main Empire stories, and then I think there's a couple of ones like with because Captain Marvel, as you say, is going to be, I think, a bit of a key part. So she's going to turn into a character called the Accuser, isn't she? So, like, from a series point of view, but I think those are good. I'll probably pick up any key issues, and then I'll probably read the main event titles. But other than that, I don't think I'll go further than that. I did pick up the John Tyler Christopher action figure variant as well.
Oh,
I think.
cool. I didn't see that one. That's wicked.
But yeah, but that's my John Tyler Christopher. He did all the action figure ones for Star Wars. So
yeah, he's done some great, like insane covers.
Yeah, I love it, and obviously he does the negative space ones as well, of which I've only got a couple. So yeah, a bit of an ongoing collection thing. So we are on our pick of the week, then, Tom.
Here we go.
This one, very, very, very happy about. So yeah, you can tell us what you think about this one first, Tom.
Okay, cool. So yeah, so this is the Tom Taylor is his next part of the DCeased universe. This is DCeased Dead Planet. Now, I was excited for this one when I read the spec about what it was all about and what was going to be happening, and it got me hook, line, and sinker. I managed to sell it to Rich. I managed to sell it to a couple of other people about why it was worth picking up, and I have to be honest, it didn't disappoint. It's not the best comic out there, and as from a key point of view, this is definitely the top key of the week. But I really enjoyed it from start to finish. I liked that there was a little bit of a revelation that Batman betrayed Cyborg in a way, like he infiltrated Cyborg's kind of like brain. I liked that.
He does that to everybody.
Yeah, because that's what he does. Batman likes to know that he's got everyone under control. I think
he's got eyes on everybody. He did it in the Tinian detective comic run, and they all had a go at him.
Exactly, but that's who he is. He's a detective. He likes to have the upper edge. It's like when people say to you, "Who would win in a fight against Wolverine and Batman?" Well, if Batman had the time to plan, Wolverine would get destroyed. If he didn't have time to plan, then Wolverine would win. But do you know what I mean? If he's got time to plan and he knows his enemy, you've got no chance against Batman. Anyway, but this is a great comic. There's a really nice bit in it with a reunion of two characters, which is kind of really heartfelt. And I thought it was a brilliant splash page in there for this. The whole idea is that there's a distress signal. The Earth 2 lot that have left the our deceased planet decide to go back to save this distress signal. They get back to our planet and it all just goes to shit. Like actually goes to pot.
It's like the worst idea ever.
Yeah. Like, why would you do that? It's one person. He might not even be alive. Why? Anyway, they risk everything. It's an excellent comic. I really enjoyed it, and I'm really looking forward to see where it goes. But the spec was basically that these are the Justice League from Earth 2. So you finally get to see Jonathan Kent as Superman alongside Damian Wayne as Batman. You get the Green Canary, and you get, I think I want to say Cassie Sandbrock as Wonder, which is brilliant. And I just really enjoyed it, to be honest. And it just had me hook, line, and sinker from start to finish. It was gritty, it was dark, it had a bit of humor. Yeah, I loved it, and I would give it a 8.5 out of 10. What do you think, Rich?
5. I
couldn't give it a 9. Not quite.
But yeah, I'm excited for this one. Obviously, I think much like yourself, I wasn't that bothered about this because I thought, oh god, like another DCeased tie-in with the Unkillables and stuff, and I was just a bit, oh really, not too sure about it. And then I just thought, I saw that cover and I thought, oh, I've got all the Martina covers for everything else, and that cover's way better than the other ones. So I thought I'm just gonna pick it up. So I was gonna obviously so we could do the review, but yeah, I'm gonna get the Martina covers again and put them with my other ones.
The Martina covers for this are stunning. I like the kind of almost the Walking Dead style 3 blood fingers going down, and where it's shown on the character, you see that person as if they were deceased. I like that.
Yeah, it's really cool. It is so cool. But yeah, I'm and I kind of like it that they mixed it up from because the Unkillables one were very similar to the original DCeased ones. It was like a continuation, whereas these ones they are different. So that was why I thought I'd just go for it.
If you've read first DCeased, this is definitely worth picking up. If you've read only DCeased Unkillables, it could put you off because it's good, but this is better in my opinion.
I think I've read the DCeased Unkillables, and it was just a bit it was trying to be a bit too funny. I don't
Yeah.
know. I didn't quite like the style quite as much. Whereas this, like, it's like really, it's like mega violent, very surprising. The ending of it again is like, it's one of those ones where you're like, oh my god, and it's like, yeah.
Well, I have a theory that the whole, because obviously the first part of this book is narrated by Constantine. So I'm feeling that bit at the start is a post at the end of this. So that the end of the 7 issues is going to go back to him in the bar talking about what happened, essentially, to whoever he's talking to. I think anyway, that's my opinion.
Yeah, no, I did like that introduction, but I was like thinking, oh, is that him talking about what's happened with the whole afterlife equation and all the people who've been lost so far, or like, is it more like this is how this is going to end type of thing? But literally, no one's safe, which is kind of quite exciting.
No,
really. So,
exactly how it ends, mate. It was like, whoa!
Exactly. So definitely check it out, guys. It's our pick of the week from not quite Mint point of view, but yeah, we'll definitely be reviewing the rest of this series, I'd imagine. So do check back every Thursday when these come out, and every Thursday anyway for our reviews. So that is it. But those are all the books, aren't we? And as I say, we've got a couple of like regular reads that are going on in the background, but because we've got so many books to cover this week, we're not going to talk about them, but maybe we'll have a catch up next week about what else we've been reading. But do also, guys, make sure that you're following us over on the social media stuff over by Tom. We are running a giveaway at the moment. To enter, all you've got to do is enter into the video comments or on our social media channels, hashtag NQM Crate giveaway, and you'll get a big stack of comics that we've gone over. We'll have a bit of a drive over this last sort of like the next week or so anyway, because we'll probably
do it at the end of the month, won't we?
At the end of the month, yeah, but we're going to really push it so that we get plenty of entrants, because it is a really good prize. And apart from that, we're going to be back obviously on Tuesday with another live stream, and that's going to be obviously for next week's keys. We've got reviews on Thursday, and we'll probably have we've got a couple of mystery box opening videos coming out in the next week as well. So do make sure they'll normally drop over the weekend if I've got time to edit them. So with that, subscribe, thumbs up, enter the competition down below, and I will see you next time.
Yeah, I'm just going to reiterate what Rich said. Stay home, stay safe, look after each other, read more comics. Definitely come back next Tuesday, because I'm pretty sure there's a Venom key, and we're also spotlighting Venom. So definitely come back next week, and Thursday as well, so for our review show. Anyway, I'm going to say have a lovely, lovely weekend, and see ya!